Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weaves here, and this is what if Naruto had the Momoshiki sealed inside of him. Last time we left off with Team 7 actually going to the land of waves, as of course they wanted a D-ranked mission, and the Hokage thought that they're pretty ready for one, and so he gives them one, and of course they're heading towards the land of waves, and since all of them here trained a little bit, even Sakura would notice that there's a puddle, and it would be quite weird as it wasn't raining at all the whole time when in the past month, and now randomly there's a puddle. It'd be quite suspicious, and anywho, now of course Naruto and Team 7 would be ready for it. Of course, once the two demon brothers appeared, Naruto would take them out easily, showing off some of his speed, and Sasuke just was expecting it, to be honest, as he could feel Naruto's chakra actually building up a little bit, and he felt the sharp increase suddenly. And anywho, now of course Team 7 would come to find out that this is not a D rank mission, but it's probably a B rank or maybe an A rank mission, depending on who could pop up, on who Gato actually hired to kill Tazuna. Now we go on to see Naruto and Team 7 go on with the mission, as Team 7, Naruto mostly, would tell Kakashi that they're more than ready, and Kakashi said, alright then, but if anything, if anyone who is higher than a Chunin rank, you guys will stand back and you will not engage the enemy. Of course, Team 7 agrees to this condition, and it was a pretty, it was a pretty normal condition, and so now Team 7 would actually, continue their journey towards the land of waves, and it'd be quite easy at first, as they wouldn't come up across anyone else up until they actually get to the land of waves, and this is where they actually meet Zabuza, and here is where the actual fight between Zabuza and Kakashi would ensue. Now the fight would be pretty much the same as in the original, and now of course Team 7 would just watch as Kakashi took on Zabuza with ease, pretty much. However, Kakashi was getting slower, and Naruto did notice this Kakashi's movement getting much slower while they were fighting, as of course Kakashi was using the Sharingan, and he would pretty much show it off here. And anywho, while he was using the Sharingan, of course his chakra would deplete, and now Naruto would actually try to step in, but right before he could, Zabuza pretty much puts Kakashi in a water prison. And anywho, now of course Sasuke and Naruto would actually fight Zabuza together, or do the same thing that they did in the original, to actually save Kakashi from the water prison. And anywho, now of course Sakura wouldn't do much, but anywho, Kakashi would come out and pretty much take Zabuza on, and here Naruto would actually step in a little bit by using a Majestic Destroyer Flame, Majestic Destroyer Flame, which would actually catch Zabuza off guard, and his foot would actually get scorched, which would be pretty important, and to him at least. And anywho, now of course Naruto and Naruto and Team 7 would be of course Haku would come in and save Zabuza last second, and Team 7 would go to Tazuna's home, or as Tazuna tells them that they should come and rest at his place, as it's getting too dangerous, and clearly they're all tired. And anyways, now of course. Team 7 do go to Tazuno's place and pretty much rest up for a week. And during this time, Naruto would still be training in, with Momoshiki, as Momoshiki would pretty much guide him through his training. And of course, Naruto would be quite strong. I repeat, quite strong, as he's getting quite used to his well his karma seal, and his karma seal, it's not fully awakened yet, or fully, it's not a proper karma yet, as Momoshiki won't allow Naruto to use his true strength, the true power of karma yet. But as soon as Naruto gets the sage mode, he will see him fit to be able to use it. I know this is kind of a nerf for Naruto, because if Naruto is able to use karma, it's done out for most people, if I'm being serious. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto would pretty much Naruto would still be able to absorb jutsus with his karma, and he would still be able to do all the things that Boruto can do right now. He wouldn't be able to go to his I'd say Narushiki form here, because it's Borushiki in the manga, oh no, in the manga, in the anime and now as well. But I guess it's Narushiki here. I'm not sure. And anyway, now I'm not sure if the anime has gotten to Borushiki yet, but I believe they have, as Kurama has died by now. And anyway, now rest in peace. Of course, Naruto would still meet Haku, as Naruto would realize straight away who this is, because he felt his chakra being quite similar to the Hunter Ninja that he saw last time. And Naruto would make friends with Haku. He would realize that Haku isn't a bad person, and in fact is actually quite a very good person, as his goals are pretty much to live a peaceful life, and he's only doing this because Zabuza told him to, and he would listen to Zabuza and do anything that he told him, because Zabuza is like a father to him, as Zabuza took him in as a kid. And the Haku's backstory would be revealed to Naruto much earlier. This would give an idea to Naruto to actually bring them to the Leaf Village and change them for good, as it would be just better for the Leaf Village, first of all, and also it would be better for Haku, as he doesn't really want to fight them if he had a choice. But clearly, Haku doesn't have a choice, so he has to fight them, and Naruto doesn't like that. Anyway, now Team 7 would still go on to the bridge with Tazuna the next week. Naruto would still wake up late and help out Inari and his mother. And Inari here would be inspired to be like Naruto. And anyways, now, of course, this would trigger pretty much Inari's want to become a ninja as well, to become just as strong as Naruto, and protect his mother whenever something like this happens. And anywho, now of course Naruto pats Inari's head, telling him that one day he'll definitely be able to become a strong shinobi if he tries hard enough. And of course Inari gets motivated, and anywho, now Naruto would then leave to go towards to his team, as he knows that he's going to be needed in this fight. And anywho, now of course uh, now Team 7 would Haku would be fighting Sasuke, as Sasuke is actually quite strong. And anywho, now of course Naruto would come in to actually kind of save Sasuke from death, as he knows, although Sasuke is quite strong, he knows that Haku has the power to actually decimate Sasuke if he really wants to. And clearly Haku is not trying at all. If Haku is pushed to an edge, and where he has to try, it might not be well so easy for Sasuke. And you know why I started there? I was actually, no, I'm not going to say. Anyways, now of course Naruto would come in, breaking one of the ice mirrors and telling Sasuke to go. He'll take it on. He'll take it on from here. as clearly Haku has the advantage. And anywho, of course, Naruto would tell Haku to just take his mask off. He knows that he's in there, and Haku does, and pretty much Naruto and Haku would have a little bit of a fight, as Naruto would use his would release here, and he would show it off to Sasuke and pretty much Team Seven. Even Kakashi and Zabuza were astonished that Naruto having would release, and they were like, "What the how?" And pretty much Naruto would just continue fighting, and anywho now. Of course, this was something new to Kakashi and Zabuza, as they've never really seen this. They've never seen anyone in this in this day and age using wood release. And anyways, now this was quite new to them. And anywho, of course, for Naruto, this was like just him trying to fight a little bit. And anyways, now of course, Naruto would match Haku's ice avalanche. Yes, Haku uses an ice avalanche to actually freeze Naruto. He wasn't trying to kill Naruto or anything, but still he uses the jutsu as Naruto counters it with his own wood. Well, he would use a similar jutsu to the deep forest emergence. And anywho now, of course, it wouldn't be exactly the deep forest emergence, but still it would be something close to it. And anyways now, of course, Naruto and Team 7 would pretty much win the fight against Zabuza and Haku, as Haku would give up, as Naruto would actually speed blitz him. And sorry, Naruto would speed blitz him and put him to the ground with a kunai to his neck, and Haku would pretty much give up, as he told Naruto that he gives up. And after Naruto hears the Chidori, both Naruto and Haku jump in the way, as Kakashi would stop himself last second to actually not stab Naruto, one of his own his own student, as he's not here to kill Naruto. Anyways, now, of course, this catches Kakashi off guard, and pretty much it was like, Naruto, what are you doing? And pretty much he didn't. He thought that Naruto was like, on their side for a second there and was about to actually stab him. But of course, Naruto tells him there's no point of fighting anymore. Clearly, they've lost. What's the point? And Kakashi looks at the state of both Zabuza and Haku, and clearly they are in no way of in no shape to fight it anymore. And he admits it. The fight is over, and there is no point of continuing it now. Of course, Naruto and Team 7, mostly Team 7, would ask Naruto why he would do this for them, for Zabuza and Haku. And Naruto says that Haku is his friend. He met him in the forest during the 1 week training they had over the 1 week rest, and he heard his story that Zabuza was like his savior, and when he had no one, Zabuza was the only one to help him, and pretty much he felt really bad, and he wanted to help out Haku and Zabuza, as clearly they weren't doing this because they wanted to, but it was for their own well-being, survival, as clearly there was no village for them, there was no home for them where they can actually protect and earn money through missions, but clearly they have to do the dirty work of others. As he says that, Gato and his men appear and says that they will all die, as he kind of wanted them to kill Zabuza and Haku for him, but clearly they weren't fit for the job, and now he has to do it himself. Naruto glares at him as he throws a kunai at him, and pretty much Gato was actually startled, and one of his men protected him with his sword, with his fake executioner's blade. And Zabuza scoffs, saying, "Do you really think that's the blade I use?" And Haku and Zabuza attack the two, and of course it's an easy fight for them, but out of nowhere, Zabuza's foot that actually got burnt by the Majestic Destroyer Flame starts hurting again, which actually makes Zabuza stumble while he was running towards someone. That one of the bandits saw this, and he was about to stab Zabuza from the back, but Naruto would come in, actually pretty much uh, killing him, literally stabbing a kunai through his neck and telling him, "You don't get close to Zabuza." And as he says that, he pretty much turns into lightning all around, paralyzing the bandits, and Zabuza would take on the rest and pretty much finish off the fight with Haku. Now, Gato would be pretty much killed here as well, and now, of course, Team 7 and Zabuza and Haku would return to the Leaf Village after helping out uh, Gato build the bridge. Also, Inari, in this case, he would actually want to go with the Leaf Shinobi, and of course his mother wasn't against it, but she didn't want to let him go alone. So Tazuna did the most logical thing to do, and pretty much say, "All right, we'll all go, and we'll just somehow get a home there." And Naruto says, "Well, the Hokage can definitely arrange that, and plus you can be a really good asset in the building force of the village, as clearly Gato is a pretty good architect and a pretty good builder, as he was the the bridge builder that the town hired to actually build the bridge." And then now, of course, this was a plus for the village as well. And now, of course, Naruto and Team 7, Haku, Zabuza, and of course Inari and Kazuna would return to the Leaf Village. And now, of course, they would have a lot. The little team that first left the Leaf Village was much bigger now. And anywho, now, of course, once they returned to the Leaf Village, the guards asked what happened. Why is there so many people now? Why is Zabza of the Mist here? And pretty much uh, Kakashi would go on to explain what happened during the time that they were out, and he would tell them that Zabza and this boy here, this hunter ninja, would join the Leaf Village because well, Naruto kind of wanted it, and also because of the situation, being forced to do the dirty work of a well a corrupt leader. And then now, of course, the two were kind of confused, Izumo and Kotetsu, I think. Now, Kakashi would have a little bit of an incentive to tell Team 7 that there there will be an exam, and it's called the Chunin exam. It happens, I don't know, every year or so, I believe. I don't know, to be honest. But anyways, he tells them about it much earlier, so they have some prep time, and of course they prepare themselves for this mentally and physically. Naruto mostly physically, as he was mentally prepared for anything, to be honest. And anyway, now, uh, of course, Team 7, well, Sakura would mostly be preparing, well, physically, as she knew that she wasn't strong enough to, be on the level of Naruto and Sasuke, and she knew that perfectly, as clearly she's always been, well, well, she's always been. And now, of course, she was always a level beneath them, or well, a few levels beneath them. Sasuke would continue his training with Kakashi, and anyways, now, of course, we would go on to see, well, Naruto. Oh, sorry, continue his training with Momoshiki, and using the Kama Seal would be way easier, as he had no problems using it now, and Momoshiki pretty much finished teaching him all he could. He would still help him out in fights and everything. And anywho, now Naruto would be quite happy to still have Momoshiki as a friend, or well, have Momoshiki and Kurama as his older brothers here. And anywho, now, as they help him out a lot, and now Naruto, Team 7 would meet up again to take the belt, not the belt test, but the first part of the Chunin exams, which of course Lee would still challenge Sasuke here, and Sasuke would actually accept, like in the original, but this time he wouldn't get annihilated, as his speed would be on par with Lee, even without his well, his Sharingan activated, as he's a lot stronger because of all the training he's went through with Kakashi, and also him actually wanting to be on the level of Naruto. Also, let's not forget about Tsuki, Sasuke's sister. She no longer lives with Sasuke, and in fact, she's actually been living on her own for a while now, and she was ready for the Chunin exams as well. She was actually training on her own, and she's much stronger than Sasuke. Yes, because she is a bigger prodigy than Sasuke. She also has stolen scrolls from the Hokage, which the Hokage has realized that two people have stolen scrolls from him, and the two who would actually own the only two who would dare to steal anything from the Hokage are, well, clearly Mizuki, but he doesn't really count as he was caught. But the two who could actually get away with it, the only two prodigies that he knows about, and who have the guts to do it, two gutsy ninjas. Of course, that's Naruto and Tsuki. Of course, this the Hokage really couldn't do much about, and he just smiles. However, he will pretty much tell them off the next time he sees them. Now, of course, Tsuki is pretty much on Naruto's level, if I'm being serious with you guys, because she also knows the Majestic Destroyer Flame. She has the Multi Shadow Clone Jutsu, and she has many other jutsus. For example, she also they both have the Crow substitution, because the two used to train a lot together, and Tsuki once saw her older brother Itachi using it, and she was really intrigued by it, and she wanted to use it as well. Now, of course, after she started using it, Naruto would learn it later on, and then you now, of course, Naruto and well, Naruto and Tsuki would meet before the first part of the Chunin exams, and they would wish each other good luck, and then you now, of course, Naruto would be a bit stronger if we were being honest, and we would put them in a death match with no holding back, no nothing, as Naruto has the Karma Seal, and also he has Momoshiki guiding him through many of their attacks and many of his fights. Also, Momoshiki does give Naruto his dojutsu abilities. For example, he's absorbing jutsus to make it into his own chakra, and anywho now. That Rinnegan ability, of course, that he had, he wouldn't be able to use it yet, but eventually he would, as he would develop it. And anywho now, of course, Naruto and Naruto and Team Seven would pretty much go into the exams, and Sasuke would end this fight pretty quickly, as a guy would intervene right before Lee took off his weights, and he would pretty much speed blitz Sasuke. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Team 7 would go on to the first part of the exam and easily pass through that. And now we would see Tsuki actually sets a new record, beating her brother and the fourth Hokage Minato, and pretty much, of course, Naruto, who, oh no, I mean, sorry, Team 7 who got the Earth Scroll here, they would go and hunt down a team with the Heaven Scroll. But of course, on the way, on the while they were doing this, of course, Sasuke gets pretty much bitten from the back uh, of the neck. Literally, Orochimaru would ambush them, as he realizes that all three of them would be a hassle to deal with, and pretty much Naruto notices him, and he's like, "Nah, fam, what you doing, bro? Like, nah, bruv, this ain't happening." So he pretty much attacks Orochimaru straight away, instant reaction, and Orochimaru is actually quite surprised at Naruto's speed. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto and Team 7, well, Sakura mostly would run away with Sasuke's body, as Sasuke is injured, and Naruto told her to run, as he would take care of this guy. And while they were doing this, Tsuki would see Naruto fighting this guy on his own, and she would be worried, and so she would help Naruto out, as she told Hinata and Shino that, I'm going to go help Naruto out, as he's my friend, and pretty much the two know about Tsuki's crush on Naruto at this point, of the story. So they just say, okay, we'll meet you at the tower then, as they got their scroll, thanks to, their team being very overpowered. A Hyuga, Shino, and, Tsuki, three prodigies in one team. It's very OP. But anywho, now, of course, the Kiba did kind of hold them back in intelligence and anyways. Now, of course, the two would fight, and Orochimaru and Naruto would kind of protect Tsuki, as clearly Orochimaru beat Sasuke only as he had the Sharingan. That was his little guess, and so he would protect her mostly than attacking. Otherwise, he would have just, you know, unleashed everything and probably killed Orochimaru in that body, because clearly Orochimaru's body right now is weak. Orochimaru decides to escape, and pretty much now the preliminaries go on. Also, Sasuke does wake up, and Naruto has to knock him out and then take care of the Sound Trio and take their scroll for himself or for Team 7 and anything now. They would go on to the preliminaries, and here Naruto would actually be fighting, well, Tsuki. Naruto and Tsuki would have, well, this is the only change, the fights don't change. All the fights go as per normal, except for Naruto and Tsuki, as Kiba is not here and Naruto has to fight Tsuki instead. Now, Naruto and Tsuki have a really good fight, an all-out fight, as they both begin with a majestic destroyer flame attack, and pretty much show how strong they are. Tsuki turns her three turmoil Sharingan on, or her Sharingan on, and pretty much speed blitzes Naruto, as Naruto didn't actually notice her moving, but he was still able to, well, block most of the blow from, well, he was still able to block the blow and pretty much get sent flying still, but he didn't take as much damage as he would have if he just didn't even try to block. And anywho, the two would go on to a taijutsu fight, as Naruto would win in that, and Tsuki then would actually use her body flicker, which was countered with Naruto's body flicker, and then, well, Tsuki sees an opening, kicking Naruto back. Well, she would do a roundhouse kick into Naruto's right side of the face, as he would be sent flying in the air, and then she would do a fireball jutsu, which would have ended the fight. However, Naruto instinctively uses his karma and pretty much absorbs the fireball jutsu, and then, from his hand, he releases a stronger one, which Tsuki was startled by it. She was confused on what this was. She was scared at that point. She was like, "Wait, what just happened?" Well, she wasn't scared. She was mostly shell shocked on what just happened. And then you now, of course, the Fireball Jutsu was going to do a lot of damage to Tsuki, but Naruto wasn't going to allow that, as he came in the way and pretty much used a water wall without even using any hand seals. And just saying, Zabuza and Haku were watching this. They were in awe of Naruto's strength, as Naruto is probably a Jonin rank already. But anyways, now Naruto and also Tsuki, Naruto would create a water wall to actually protect the both of them, and Naruto would smile at her, saying that I guess he's won this one, and Tsuki accepts her loss, and that's where I'm going to end off. Next part, I'm going to be covering the 1 month training and the final part of the tuning exams, and also pretty much, I'm going to be covering the rest of Naruto from now on, from here on out. And anyway, my darklings, you're dismissed, and this was the King will be there in peace.